2280 Wynola Road in Julian. This is Ian with Build Brothers. Going to go ahead and do a quick inspection here. On the, what is this, north facing side of the roof, the shingles appear to be in almost okay condition. The north facing side of the roof always gets less sun exposure, less wear and tear, and so it always looks the best. It is a bit crispy. I would put the age of this roof somewhere around the 20 to 25 year mark. And it does have solar on it. Skylight looks good. It's got all the proper flashings. No concerns about the skylight. I don't see any reason that it would be leaking. Looks like the ridge caps have been replaced. Anytime we see a ridge cap that has a different color, we know that it's been through a second set of ridge caps is the idea there. As we start to look around the solar install, there is considerable shingle damage that was created by the installers, and they really should have brought in a roofer to replace some of these busted and damaged shingles at the very least. Something that the big nationwide companies do, I'm guessing that this was like a Sunrun or a Solar City, is fall protection attachment points. So what they've done there is they've temporarily attached a anchor point for their fall protection, which is great for safety. But then they've done a really half-assed job of repairing this area when they were done, and that anchor point came off. They also caused some problems with the shingles here. On the south-facing roof slope, unless this solar install was installed 10 years ago, which it wasn't, it's probably only been up here for maybe 3 years, I would say. These shingles were in no condition to ever install solar. These shingles are in very bad shape. Why? Because this is the south-facing roof slope, and so it gets much more sun exposure. And we got a ton of granule loss, lots of exposed fiberglass, and you know, it is a judgment call. And unfortunately, instead of selling a new roof or potentially losing the solar install, these big nationwide companies just tend to install on roofs that are questionable. Here's another part where they mounted some anchor points here. They didn't cause any extra damage or trauma to the shingles, it doesn't look like. And what you do is you use a roll flashing or a piece of metal underneath there. Now it should be glued down. This one is just flapping loose in the wind. And so it's very obvious to see that that shingle will break off eventually because of the winds that we have up here. I'm going to get down on the ground and show you some of the challenges that we have around the exterior of the building as well. But this condition of this shingle is, if not beyond its life expectancy, very, very close. And unfortunately, to replace it, the solar's got to come off and go back on. We're on the ground now at the detached garage and unit. Here on the north-facing side, we can see the pretty intense algae and moss growth. And the new roof will have an algicide built into the shingles, and so it should keep this from happening for at least 10 years, or is warranted for 10 years. These windows are a big concern of mine. That's a stucco flange on that window. And I'm not sure how these have stayed waterproof throughout the years installed in this fashion. There's nothing special about that window. I don't think it's designed to be installed on an angle like that. We definitely got our fair share of dry rot and damage on the wood around this building. We can see it there. And we can see it on all the corners, and I would anticipate some pretty severe wood repair around the exterior of this home. We can see it in the siding. As a roofer, we would not do the siding, but anything that touches the roof, which would be fascia, rafter tails, starter board, all of that would be replaced during a roofing project. And then potentially we could get into the siding if we wanted to go there. So some of the concerns we see over here, the shingles themselves on the mansard or the gambrel portion here, this really steep roof section, are in fairly decent condition. It requires a special nailing pattern and a little bit of extra adhesive per the manufacturer to make sure these shingles are properly installed. I'm questioning the way they were installed because of the different repairs that have been made throughout the years, even though these shingles appear to be in still pretty decent condition. I've got the same concerns around these windows. If I were to re-roof this building, I'm wondering how the heck do I properly waterproof around these windows? That's a challenge. The plastic rain gutters are not my favorite. Those are probably time to go. And then just wanted to get a view underneath this balcony here with fairly extensive dry rot and things like that. So I would assume this is ready to be rebuilt. Let's move on to the main house. We're on the roof of the main house now, and good news, this roof is in much better condition. I would put this roof at less than 10 years. We see just the first signs of a little bit of wear and tear, and but for the most part, this roof appears to be in great shape and professionally installed. We're looking for the spacing right there. That looks good. We're looking for this spacing right here between this shingle seam and this shingle seam. We want 6 inches. That looks good. Ridge caps are intact and look good. Flashings are great. Solar install. These aren't my favorite. These are what we call a flashless attachment. And basically, they don't allow for any mistakes. They don't cover any mistakes. So if you miss the rafter, if you drill a hole that wasn't supposed to be there, they don't have a big flashing to cover it. So they're definitely an approved method and approved by building code and everything. They're just not my favorite style to use on this type of roof. There is some mastic here and there that's, I don't love the look of that. I'm not sure why that was done. If everything's installed properly, all that mastic should not be necessary. So maybe somebody just came back and did some precautionary mastic, like here. I don't know what that's doing, but this roof looks to be in great shape, and I wouldn't anticipate any issues. And it looks like the sides of the building was done as well. The only area that is in rough condition is this down here. So this patio cover down here is in very, very bad shape. Those are the oldest shingles on the property as far as I could tell, and they are completely gone. And so it's definitely time to re-roof that. The slope on that is really low, which means we should probably use like a peel and stick underlayment when that part of the building gets re-roofed. Let's see what else we can find. I didn't look over here. That looks to be in fine condition as well. We've got a torch down roof on this little balcony patio cover. This solar install looks professional. Is this one newer than the other one? It's tough to say. I think they were installed at the same time. Oh, it looks like something that was deleted and for whatever reason was not eliminated from the roof. So if in fact we re-roof the detached unit and garage, this is something that we could put on the list to delete that, because eventually that will create some problems, but not for years down the line.